That big old drone you can hear on the outside is sanding Jack. Oh, driving me nuts. Anyway, what we're doing is this. While he's doing that, we need to get a coat on these, mainly because I haven't quite finished the veneer yet, but we've got to start section coating, and I'd love to get this bit here done so we can start getting some electrics in here as well. So that's my job while he's outside. Let's have a little look, shall we? Yes, I can see it all coming together. Sanding Jack. There goes your sander.
What?
There goes your sander.
Yeah.
You doing all right?
Yeah, getting there. It's just all these bits, all these pink bits. Don't know what they've used on it, but
Cellophane or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Spend an afternoon on that on its own.
yeah.
Oh. It's looking all right, mate. It's
Yeah.
looking all right.
Yeah, I've just got to deal with the stinging nettles underneath in a little while.
That's what the carpet's for.
Yeah.
That's what the carpet's for. What do you think, Daffy? It's nice hearing the sander running on the outside because I'm not on the end of it. Section sanding. Well, I think it's been quite a good hit so far, but to be absolutely honest, at the moment I'm in a bit of a fixed position because I've got polymer satin varnishes drying in all parts of this boat. I'm still attacking the outside. I'm going to start working in a little while on the stern of the boat. I'm going to get that sanded down because there's a few dings and dangs in that, and basically I'm waiting for the paint delivery, the main paint. I've got it, I've purchased it, but when I look at the tracking, it's still under label been printed, so that's not even on a van yet, which is a shame because I only have a few days window really, and so I'd like to get it undercoated and stuff. So I think that's where we're going next. I think we're just still on the prep side prior to the paint because the main paint hasn't arrived. I do have the top white side for the walkway. I do have that. So I can get on with that, but basically I really want the June the 3rd deadline for the hull. I'd love to have it done. Well, let's look on the outside. Got this horrible grey stuff. You can see where the water's leaking in. Well, one out. Let's get this cleaned up. Now, while these windows are out, it's a good opportunity to get these veneers in to finish them, because I can cut them in a lot easier with the window out. Where are we? Well, sanding Jack's finished. We still need to go over and do the finer bits, but he's done pretty much the whole of the keel and the entire hull. Obviously there's more to do on there. There's going to be some fillings, some stuff to do, but the main thing is that's the bulk of it is out of the way. We're on the window still, and I have now done the veneer. So we put the veneer on now, so that's, we can put this in now, because when we put the window in, the window will seal it. And then once that's sealed, we've still got this window to do, but the leak from this window is further back, so it doesn't affect this. So we can get start to put some coats on this. Once we get some coats on this, we can then start about putting the black panels in and actually getting some wires around to these areas as well, because at some point we're not too far away from disconnecting the temporary supply and starting to put in the normal supply, and then we're going to want sockets to work throughout the boat. There's actually 5 to 6 coats goes on each panel with 8 to 10 hour gaps. So you can imagine how I have to do this. It is section varnishing all the time. But yeah, window, clean it down with some white spirit, we put it in, we mark it up, then we use some seal, probably some CT1, and then what I tend to do with CT1 is on one surface I use a bit of WD-40, so it doesn't actually bond completely to one surface, but it does seal if you ever need to take it out again. I don't like using this plastic putty stuff. I've never had any success with it, to be honest. If I want a window sealed, I seal a window. We don't need to go mad with the old white spirit. We've just got to get the lumps off, really, because we're going to put a seal on it anyway, and we now know it's flat, so we get this off. We do the same to the frame. We then put the frame in and mark it, so we know where the seal is. We put the seal on the frame, but it's not looking too bad, to be honest. The problem with this part of the boat is it's not designed to be walked on, so there's never been any tread plates up here, and I tell you what, it's slippery. Veneer looks lovely, doesn't it? I'm just thinking I'll get 5 coats, 6 coats maybe. Oh, all to come. Right, the frame's in. I'll mark it with a pencil now, and when I do the seal, I won't put it on the frame. I'm going to put it on the boat, and I'm going to mark up to the pencil mark, so I know when I push the frame in or when we screw the frame back, that will pull against the seal or the silicone, not silicone, CT1 I'm using today, and that'll bond it. Now a lot of people say, oh, you'll never get CT1 off, but you can. You just simply use the scraper. You loosen the screws, use the scraper, and you can put a cheese wire on the corner, and you can just work it all around. It soon comes off, but it's better than that putty stuff. I've never had no success with putty for boats. Okay, let's mark it. What I'll do now is I'll go with my seal just around the centre line of this, really, all the way around, and enough for I'll do it enough so that when the window screws back, it pulls, puts pressure onto the sealant, and it should give me a nice waterproof seal. That's a plan. That's a plan. Okay, so we've got a bead all the way around. I've got a bit thicker on the top. I want it to squeeze from the edge. I don't think we'll have any problem with that. I've got enough on there all the way around to do that job. Okay, let's put the window in. Right, we're going to need to shape this a bit with the screws. That should pull in. Should have good seal all the way around. I want to make sure that we're getting an even seal. We're not pulling in one end too much and then putting a step on the other end. I think that's where they went wrong on the windows on the sides. They've tightened them up too much in one place. So now we're corner. It's a bit like doing a car engine head or an engine block. And you can see here now we're starting to get it to spread out, but we've got to work more on the top than the bottom. That's more important. So hit the top. Let's put two in there. Lovely. Look at that. Now we'll work our way round, just put them in loosely. Okay, we can see now we've got the seal that's squeezed out all over, all around the window. Now we've just got to clean it off with some white spirit. Just when you think you're at the end, no, we're now put on the weather seal. Yeah, it's the weather seal, so basically that just slots in here and presses in. It's not that easy to do. I think there's a tool you can get for this, but I just use soap and water and I just go along with that, pushing it in, and that's it. One completely sealed window. Got that one to do, that one at the side, that one at that side, that one down there, and that one down there. Yeah, not long now. They all need doing. This one here doesn't actually leak, but I'm going to do it anyway. This one here, I'm going to do it anyway. This one here is like a fountain when it rains, but only this section here, which is why we can't veneer this panel yet. So anything we can do, we're going to do. We're going to get a coat on, and then this section of varnishing, first of 5. What you're looking at down there is a shower wall that only needs a couple more coats on there, and that's ready to fit. We're moving. Well, I think for this one, I think we're going to have to call it. There's too much wet paints and wet varnishes and everything else everywhere. Have a quick look what I'm looking at the moment. Obviously this window's got to come out, but this side's now starting to come together, which is our workstation. This side's starting to come together, and even now the corner port side is now slowly starting to come together. I haven't touched the aft section yet, but everything else is starting to go into place just a little bit. Well, as always, thanks for everything. Thanks for your subscriptions, and if you like what I'm doing here, give us a like or a subscribe or something. Yeah, it supports the channel, supports me, and yeah, we're getting there slowly. As always, everybody, thanks for watching, thanks for viewing this channel, and most importantly, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you.